So talking to one of my friends who is knowledgeable about the situation here with the invasion of the third world that we've been suffering since COVID came in, the lockdowns came in, and they're up on stuff, and they directed me to this, which is great. The mad lad really did it. Like, he closed every office that had anything to do with this, and got rid of all the people who were working in this field. The companies now are trying to hide the people that are working by giving them new job titles. So they're going after them, and they're just getting rid of all of it. They're dismantling. Well, it doesn't even have to be dismantled. It's just all done. It's all done. There's no more operations of this stuff happening anymore. And my friend, she believes that this will solve our little problem here, and kind of already has. When I saw her yesterday, she's like, "Hey, have you noticed something in the neighborhood?" And I'm like, "No." And she was like, "Go look around and tell me what you see or what you don't see." And it just, to me, it's like I don't like to get my hopes up. It's almost too good to be true to think that we could return to the pre-COVID kind of population we had here, and maybe go back to being a safe city again, as we were number 2 in the country, and tumbled to number 9 when they started bringing in all these third world type people. They brought crime with them. 80% jump in homicide. I know people are probably sick of me hearing it. Sick of me hearing it. I'm sick of hearing it. Sick of hearing it from me, but that's a pretty staggering statistic. 80% jump in murder, you know. 50% jump in violent crimes, rapes, muggings, armed assault, stuff like that. Japanese consulate telling people not to travel here after an incident where Japanese tourist was held at gunpoint to be robbed over in Waikiki, down by the beach over there. It's been bad. It's been bad. They've really brought a lot of fucking crime, and a lot of people got hurt, you know, and killed. Now, there was always pieces to that puzzle missing of how the whole thing came about. And one thing I never thought about was that it was a DEI program. I never thought about that. You know, I never put that together. That was the office that everything was being run through. So with the loss of that, it's going to change the amount of people here through that, you know, the Amish, right? And since I've been out, I got to admit, I haven't seen one person from that part of the world. She claimed that she already saw a big difference. You know, it was almost like an instantaneous thing. Maybe they got them, you know, started getting them packed up or off the island. It seems like it, because this looks like 2018 Waikiki. I mean, I remember when we first started getting them all, I'd do videos where I'd go around the neighborhood counting. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, because you know, it was a thing back then. They were very easy to spot, because is that one? See, sometimes you can't tell, because Micronesians kind of look the same. I mean, there are some that live here. We had a population, a very small one, prior to all the immigration. I knew most of them, you know, because it's a small neighborhood, and it's mainly, even though there's millions of people coming through here a year, it's mainly a transient population. They're tourists, you know, they come and go. So you get to figure out who lives here, who the people that stay here. You know what I mean? Maybe that's got something. Let's see. That guy's been over here for years. He plays just simple beats, but he loves doing it. So yeah. Now This person was a lot more hopeful than I was about things. I mean, you know, they were telling me that's not going to last. They're not going to make it here. You could tell they're uncomfortable. And I'm like, nah, no way. They're here forever. How would they ever get out of here? You know? They were brought here. They could never have gotten here under their own steam, right? So how are they going to get out? But you cut off all the funding. And what happens is the people that were running these programs, whatever other federal staff is involved in these things, they don't want to have to pocket the money for it. So when the money dries up, they're going to get them out of here as quickly as possible because they don't want to pay for it anymore. So I mean, they must have been loading them on planes because I don't see any. I don't see any. This looks like fucking Waikiki from 2018. And the thing is, and you know, it's not so much about the people that were being brought here. It was the type of that group being brought here. They weren't doctors or lawyers. They were people who were already on the government. That's how they got here. And so they are coming from parts of the world and parts of the country. So there were a lot from the mainland that were coming from bad areas. And when they got here, they just continued their, you know, regular behavior. Another Musk truck that looks like a car. I don't know, this is weird, man. I'm not seeing any people. And they're easy to spot, you know, that's why, like, when they first started showing up here, it was alarming to a lot of us because they were easy to spot. Like, wow, where'd they all come from? I remember my neighbors at the time being like, oh, because they all got their COVID money. So they're coming here on vacation. I'm like, they're not. If you've ever lived around them, you know that they're not the kind of people that get money put in their hand and go, you know what, I'm going to go on vacation. I'm not either. You know, if I was given a sum of money, the last thing I'd think about is going on vacation. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it was a military operation. And it was being run through the DEI, which I never put that together. In my years of covering this, in my 3 years of covering this, I never fucking put that together. Oh, wait, do I see one person? I think I see one person. I mean, yeah, there'll be a couple, but this is not like it was. You know, I mean, you can even look at my videos, right? Sometimes at night, it looks like I'm in Atlanta or something. And you're like, wow, you know, they always tell us that these people are on the lowest rung of finances in the country, and they need a lot of help, and, you know, we always got to help them out. And then how did they all fucking afford to move here? To a point where it's like, you know, 40% of the street population. But I fucking don't see any. Holy shit. Oh, they're doing a thing over here. I stopped going to watch these kind of things because they, you know, I got fooled a couple times. You know, it's supposed to be a hula thing. One of them was over here. I remember doing a video on it. They were just starting, and I sat down, got a good spot, and they started filming it. And there were no hula girls, but there were hula guys, and they were greased up and in these little fucking bikini bottoms. See, those are hula girls. They're in full dresses though. You don't have the hula girls of old that were in like bikinis and stuff. Yeah, that's nice. But again, they don't put them, they don't get to have bikini tops and everything like they used to. However, the men, when they bring the men out, they're pretty much just completely naked except a little piece of cloth covering their junk. And they're greased up and they hula very provocatively. I was filming it, and when I saw them come out and start doing the thing, and I was like, oh, there's no women here, there's just hula guys. I'm like, fuck this, I'm out of here. And I got up and walked out, walked this way like I'm doing right now. It's funny. But yeah, the used to be Hawaii. They'd have hula girls with bikini tops on, but now that's like it's a progressive state. So which means no heteronormative kind of stuff. So you can't have that. But you could have dudes greased up and fucking shaking their dongs around. That's fine. I remember watching that, being like, there's fucking kids here. There's kids and old people. I feel like having a heart attack. So yeah, I stopped going over to those things because I know it's a trap. Yeah, dude, this is fucking weird. This is fucking weird. Do I see one? A lady? Oh, I see someone over there. One. So, one with the... Well, you see a lot. You know, sometimes you'll see a guy with like a white woman that's like their girlfriend or something. You see that. You see that among tourists too. Like they bring their boyfriend with them. But, so that could be that. That could be what that is. But yeah, this is normal. This is how it used to look. This is how it used to look. I'm not going to start celebrating quite yet. I'm going to make a couple more passes through the neighborhood. I'll come out at night and do one too. But so far, so good. You know, that's... Oh God, that would be great. That would be great. I was thinking the other day about the broken window theory thing I talk about all the time. And how they graffiti everything to make themselves feel more comfortable. And then the graffiti in turn brings about more nonsense. Well, we have a fence at the end of my street that the Kangs were always tagging. And then the homeowner would come out and try to clean it. And they're always tagging it, you know, because they're vindictive little cunts. And there's graffiti that has been on the wall for a while. And a homeless dude came along and set up his camp right there. Right under the graffiti. Which is exactly the broken window theory thing I'm talking about. He's coming through the neighborhood. He saw the broken window, in this case the graffiti, and said, oh, I can stay here. No one's taking care of this place. You know, that's what broken window theory really is. If a building has a broken window, it attracts people to be around it, to hang around it, and do nefarious things, you know, sell drugs or whatever they're doing. Or in this case, just squat, you know, because there's a feeling of, well, no one's watching this, you know. That used to extend to like people, you know, you'd see a girl with all these crazy tattoos. You're like, well, she has no man taking care of her. I'm going to move in on that. That was the idea. It's a bit outmoded now because, you know, everybody's got tattoos. So that used to be one of the examples of that. Hey, look at this. Wow. Things really are changing. That's a white lady. Wow. Is this the return of the golden age in America? It's looking like it around here. I'm going to continue my my observations. Synchronicity follows me. Just as I turned the camera up back there, I ran into a guy who's always lived here from that group. You know, I was saying there were people that lived here before they started bringing them all in. And there was very few of them though, and I knew them. Oh, there we go. What's one? So we got 1, 2, I think 2. Yeah, but I briefly talked to him, and it was funny because I was just talking about that, and there he was. All right, so now we have 2. That's highly unusual. Usually at this time, I mean, just, well, you know, look at any of my videos, you know, from any time in the past few years, you know. Or actually, I started this channel when it was already well into the immigration process. The crime spikes that were happening in 2022. I haven't seen any updated crime statistics since all that stuff hit the news. You know, from the 2022 to 2023 crime statistics that were really insane or freak people out. And of course you have like people like just these fucking idiot progressive people like, why is this happening? It must be white supremacy. Yeah, it's getting bad with white supremacy. They just lost. There's nothing you can do about that. You just have to point and laugh at those people. But yeah. This is really encouraging. Also encouraging, kind of, I guess, is so far today I've only had one 7-0. Only one. I'm dying for one. But again, I have a very delicate budget here. Payday is in what, 4 days? Friday's payday, what they say, Monday. So I really can't buy any more until Friday. So I know for sure I had that one today. I'm not gonna have one Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I think tomorrow might be bad as far as withdrawal, but I always have tricks for that. Although this is like more of a heavy duty thing. It doesn't have a lot to do with Kratom. When I was in the store the other day, there was a woman came in that was talking to the girl that worked there, and she was like, and I talked to the girl that works there, one of them. We're kind of friendly, you know, and I told her all about the 7-0 thing, where it's not really Kratom, it's one of the alkali molecules, whatever you want to call that. I don't know. Free. So I was like, all it is they took that. The official count is now 3. They took that and they brought it into a lab and synthetically supercharged it. So it's really not much to do with Kratom. People think they're like Kratom pills. So when this woman was in there, the tourist, you know, she was basically naked. She was from Brazil. They're a lot more cool with how they dress. And she had like one of those net kind of body socks over it, you know, so it was just strategically covering up the parts. So but despite that, I kept my eyes on the counter. She's like, yeah, why don't you try one of those new Kratom pills? And the girl that works there, you know, she talks to me. She's like, just so you know, these aren't Kratom. It's like they took an element from the Kratom and they hypercharged it and synthesized it to make it something else. And she's like, oh, okay, I still want to try it anyway. You know what I mean? So she got it and, you know, walked out with it. And I wanted to tell her, I didn't, of course, say anything. I'm not going to tell people what to do. But I'm just thinking like, wow, another one. There goes another one. Because she's going to try it and be like, holy shit, this stuff is great. And she bought like a 2-pack. So I'm thinking she'll be back later in the afternoon to get like a 10-pack or at least a 5-pack. Yeah, it's serious shit, man. Serious shit. But yeah, this is another attempt I'm gonna make to get off it, because I won't have them for the next 3 days unless something odd happens, you know, or some extra money comes in, or sometimes things like that happen, you know. But yeah. See, you might think, oh, what about that guy? That guy's Micronesian. He's Micronesian. I can tell by the face. You know, there's a lot of Micronesians here. The Micronesians weren't affected when they threw all the islanders off the island during COVID, because the Micronesians are on the government already. Who it affected mostly was generational islanders, like Samoans, Filipino. I always say Samoan, Filipino first. Those are two I remember right away. Those are the ones that were affected most by it. People that lived here for generations that don't have a lot of money. So when this thing happened where they decided not to give anyone the federal funds, they were broke. You know, they had to go. And they left. Now the Micronesians were still getting the regular government paycheck. So it feels like there's more Micronesians here now, but there's always been the same. It's just that, you know, there's a lot less islanders. now. So yeah, but that guy, to the untrained eye, you might say, oh well, there's one. There's an Amish guy. No, he's not an Amish guy. So far, we've seen 3 Amish, which is really incredible. I'm not gonna get my hopes up, you know. But the closure of that DEI program, and it's funny, if you go Hawaii.gov, you go there, it's just like page not found, like it never existed. You know, he's doing a lot of incredible stuff, a lot of good things, which makes me think he may actually be the Antichrist, because the Antichrist was supposed to come in and do all these things to better humanity and get people on his side and stuff. But I don't know, you know. We'll see how it goes. I like all the things that are being done. Some of them, I mean, even if I don't care about them really, it's just, I like it because it makes his enemies seethe. And his enemies are ridiculous and they're funny. So seeing them freak out about this stuff, you know, they're hitting hard with the ICE thing too. They're just fucking, they're going into places. And the thing is, these Democrats sort of run cities where they have the officials saying, they're not going to do it in my city. They're just going in and doing it anyway. But they have to say stuff like that for their base, you know, to please their base. But these people aren't going to put their lives on the line. They're not going to lay down for anyone. They're just trying to stay in the political game and be able to stay in office and collect that money. Because as the great Sam Hyde said, these people have, I'm not going to say it, but you can read the thing there. And I talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Like, you know, pressure needs to be pressure needs to be put. You got to start putting pressure on those people. And I don't mean like assaulting them or violence or anything. There are ways that, you know, you can put pressure on them. Just camp outside their houses, you know, set up a fucking your own tent city outside in front of their house. But when pressure comes on to those lower level minions, the guys in the tower will have to keep sending more different guys. And eventually, when you run out of people that are going to do the work for the tyrannical there's not going to be anyone there to do it. You're going to move up the ladder. I mean, ultimately, you're never going to see the guys at the top. Never. But you're going to slow the process down. And that's what it's all about. We're not going to fight the beast. We're not going to get in the ring with the beast. We can't. It's too strong. But what we can do is be the grain of sand in the machine. Oh, birdie taking a nap. One grain is not going to do much. A couple grains, though, might do a little something. But if enough of us become grains of sand in the machine, it's going to slow its wheels down. Maybe just enough for people with more resources and more ability to do things can strike against the machine, you know? There's a lot of Rage Against the Machine fucking jokes just came into my mind. Aren't they the worst? I fucking hate Rage Against the Machine. The 90s are a fucking black hole for music. It's the worst shit. At least in America. Things are pretty good over in the UK. You know, they had Oasis and Blur and Suede, Manic Street Preachers. They had a lot of cool shit going on over there. Now here in America, it was no fun. No fun allowed. Kurt Loder and Eddie Vedder would show up at your house at 3:30 in the morning and confiscate all your Judas Priest records. We know you have them in there. Just bring them out. I don't like the way rock and roll's making the fellas look. So we're here to take all your Rat records and your Iron Maiden albums. They're no longer alive. That was a fucking dark time living through that time, man. A real dark time. That had me all messed up, confused musically. I made an alt country album. That's how fucking confused I became. Alright, so we're back home. So yeah, that looked pretty good. I only saw 4 Amish. that's less than when I first started noticing my neighborhood was becoming inundated with Amish. That's kind of unprecedented, but I'm not gonna get too excited. I'm gonna take a couple more passes in the neighborhood, but yeah, it's funny because my friends that talk about this stuff, I thought they were all wrong. Like the stuff they were saying, I was like, nah, they're wrong. They don't know what they're talking about. And they just keep being proved right with this whole thing. I was the one that was wrong. It happens. It happens sometimes. It happens to the best of us, you know. And admitting you're wrong is a very noble thing. You know, it's very heroic. It's very heroic and noble to admit you're wrong. No, I'm just, you know, I just feel it's the right thing to do. To admit when you're wrong. But yeah, I'm glad I'm wrong. Like a lot of the things that I'm right about, I would like to be wrong because it's always horrifying shit, you know? Well, maybe here's to a better, you know, future here on in. We'll have to see. Till next time, don't blame the teacher or blame the school.